Nashville is a place where people want to be, whether you're a tourist from Nebraska, a recent college graduate from Atlanta, an office project, an industrial project. We have some challenges because of the growth, but we don't see anything in the near future that's going to slow this down. The forecast show we're going to add 1 million more people by 2040. So we'll be the size of Denver by 2040.
Our hotel product, second to none. Our entertainment options are second to none. Our dining is, we may be behind New York, San Francisco, New Orleans, but we're not embarrassed by our dining.
What neighborhoods can we really see, can we really expect to attract the most growth, development, and investment?
Everyone's looking at that Dickerson Road corridor going north. And South Broadway, there's still a lot of growth opportunities inside the loop south of Broadway. And then when you get out to the region, Spring Hill's really growing well. There's a lot of activity in Clarksville.
Well, they tell you where the roads are going to be built. If you think about that and you look at that plan of what's about to happen on the East Bank, the infrastructure that's going to come through, if you want to bet on any area, that East Bank's going to be incredible at infrastructure.
The city has turned its back on the river for 240 years. The East Bank inside the interstate, north to south, is roughly 500 acres. Downtown loop is roughly 500 acres. Downtown has developed over 240 years. That East Bank is going to develop over the next 10.
We must have a plan because I think we will add 1 million people in this region in the next 12 to 15 years.
If you don't make it easy for people to get around, if you don't take care of those infrastructure things, you're going to run those people away because the flight to quality means you want quality 360, not just in the office, but can I get to my office? Can I have a meeting in my office and not be disrupted by noise?
We've got to do something. It's hard to sell Joe and Jane Public a $8 million plan today that you're not going to need it today, you need it, but we're going to have to do something.
Nashville has been a forward market for a long time, which means you have to assume that you're going to be at the very high end of the cost for delivery. And so therefore you have to believe and trust, or at least hope, that you have a rental rate or bookings at a level to support that cost so that your project is financially successful.
You build a spec office building and you got to have some kind of budget to lease it up. You got to call it lease up interest, and you'll plug a number in for that. And you hope that you don't erode all those funds before you get stabilized. Today, you've got to think about what it's going to cost you a year from now to build the same thing. And that number is significantly higher than the risk that you associated with the spec office building to begin with. Bridgestone, we priced that in 13 and started construction in 14, and it was all in, $406 a foot. Before they moved in, 222 had started. That building sold for $722 a foot or something like that. So you can get an idea of what a 20-year Bridgestone lease might be worth. We moved over to Ashuri, and that thing, that was priced and delivered at just over $500 a foot. But now the things that we're pricing are getting close to $700 a foot for the same thing. And I'm not in any kind of multifamily, but I was out with somebody who's in it every day, and I asked, what would it take to point out the window downtown to replicate that project? And it's just north of 500.
Cities are either growing or dying, can't stay the same. So figure it out and be smart, and don't be that city that people go, oh yeah, they had their moment in the sun, but they couldn't handle it.